Alright traders, I am back again with another video, and in this video I would like to take a look at the Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash today. Basically you could see Bitcoin pretty much in a decline here, but recently has hit off of this lower level here at 6526.65. So right here, this level was support. You could see that we bounced on that level twice. The second attempt, it looks like we're trying to break off of this move. A little bit of divergence here. I'm using the RCI, the Rank Correlation Index. So basically when I'm using the Rank Correlation Index indicator, what it does, basically it'll find the highest high and the lowest low within a given range. And it'll tell me if the asset is overvalued or undervalued. So basically it was created by Charles Spearman. It oscillates between positive 100 and negative 100. Okay. So at positive 100, it's a maximum positive correlation between the rising price and the date, which is time. All right. So everything is based off of time with Ichimoku, not price. So RCI is one of those indicators that many Japanese traders use in correlation with Ichimoku. The settings on this RCI, there's really, let me show you, there's really three lines here. These the short, middle, and long. I don't have all three on, but you could see right now I just added all three, so it looks kind of complicated when you look at it again. But then I'm going to take that middle line off. This short line is basically my signal line. This long line is basically my trend indicator, pretty much telling me the direction of the trend. Now, this is a slow indicator, just like any other, but it's helpful in certain ways. Now, also, if you look at, it has a 9, 26, and 52 period intervals. What else is 9, 26, 52? Ichimoku is 9, 26, 52. All right. Many crypto traders change their settings on Ichimoku, but basically, if you just leave it as it is, you will see you'll have many opportunities for good trades. Changing the settings was going to make you have less opportunities for opportunity to get into the market. As you could see with these normal settings, I bounce off of Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, and that's basically what I want to be doing to get into a trade. And you could see my cloud levels hold pretty well. So looking back, you could see how well, just with the normal default settings, we bounce off of the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen levels. And that's where how you want to get into the trade when the market is trending. If you change any of this, you're gonna move it farther back. You're not going to bounce on those levels, and you're also going to have a cloud that's going to be farther and thicker, and it's going to indicate that it's more of a support or resistance level than it truly is. Okay. So looking at this Bitcoin, where we are, we're looking to see, I know people are getting excited because we're thinking that we're getting a rally here, and there's a possibility because I'm trying to find the reason to think that we could. So breaking this Kijun-sen is one thing. Now you can see we broke here previously, and it was a pretty nice move. And then after that, the market continued back to the downside. Broke up here a couple times and then dropped back to the downside. Never really had a real true move that was an indication that we could move higher. But what you look at is you have a 1, 2, 3 move here. Okay, so with Ichimoku, it's going to be an observation theory. So, and also like a wave. So you're looking at N waves when you look at the market here with Ichimoku advanced theories as far as like time wave and observation theory. I'm not going to get deeper into that right now, but I'm going to just show you that when you look at a 1, 2, 3 formation, or A, B, C, D, A, B equals C, D formation, you're actually doing some of Ichimoku observation theory, and you probably don't even realize it, but it's just what it is. Okay, because basically when we're looking at this, we have 1, 2, 3. This is looking for a 1, 2, 3 reversal, and then we shoot for 4. So I'm going to draw this out so you can see exactly what I'm saying here. Let me put this on here with this. Actually, we'll use the trend line. So we're saying 1, 2, right? 3, 4. That's a V wave right now. And then the market moves in N waves. So it would move to the next move like that. You could see throughout the market moves in N waves. So I'm going to show you a couple things here real quick. But basically, I'm going to take that back off. And we're going to get a little bit more in detail here. So with support holding here with the Kijun-sen, and you can see the rejections off of that level a little bit. The market's kind of an indecisive here. We do have a 1, 2, 3 possible reversal move. All right, but you have to get through this 2 level here. And the market fails to get through that 2 level. It continues back to the downside. So basically you had the same thing here. You had a 1, 2, and then a 3. And then the market would go for 4. So if I was looking at that, I would say 1, 2, 3, and then we would shoot for 4, which would be up here at 84.17. The market never got to that point because what happened here was you could see the market failed to get through level 2 right here. If the market fails to get through level 2, either it's going to range or it's just going to continue back to the downside here. So that's the same thing here. Now we have a possibility of getting into a trade where we could shoot for this higher level because you have some resistance ahead of us. And I'm going to mark those levels. But there's a possibility that we can get a move still higher up into this area at 78.42. So getting a bounce off of this Kijun-sen here with a crossover, a TK crossover that's bullish, we should be able to see the market move to the upper level here, at least to this 2 level high. I'm going to mark this level here because that's where the body was. Here's where the wick is, and then here's the overall resistance level. So this is a resistance point in its own, 75.17.57. So we could look to get into a trade here, shoot for this 2 level, and then hopefully we get through that 2 level and up to this 78.42.02 level. Now, if I'm looking at Ichimoku observation theory, I already have these levels set, but a 1-to-1 measured move is what you're really looking at basically here. All right. So I'm going to show you when I look at that 1-to-1 ratio. We don't know this is 3, but we suppose this is 3 because automatically 3 always comes to one of your levels pretty much because the support level is what holds this. All right. So when the support level holds this, this is the opportunity for the market to bounce on that level and give you that 3 that you don't know yet. And if you take a trade here, you're in the 3 level if the market moves higher. But we don't know that yet. And a lot of traders are taught to trade the break of the 2 level, which is very bad because the 2 level is fluctuation. As it just showed you here, you couldn't break through that 2 level right there. And that indicates that the market is not going to continue that move, that reversal that you're looking for, that 1, 2, 3 reversal. This is what I'm looking at now, the 1, 2, 3 reversal with a bounce here and a move to the upside. Watch this candle close. With this candle close, I would suggest myself what I would do. I would put an entry at this point. All right, so we close like this. I put an entry here, a little bit above that level. Put my stop loss slightly below. All right, I'm going to shoot for this level here, level 2, which is going to be, we can look at a couple areas here because we're going to look at the top, which will give us at about 75.27, like I said before, and maybe up to the upper wick here. This whole upper wick area is going to be a resistance point. All right, let me put that back on your charts. And also, if we get through this level 2, you're probably seeing the market start a move, a new trend to the upside, and probably going to see us get at least to this flat cloud here. Now, this is talking a little bit into the future here, but we need to get through some levels here. So you could see this resistance level that is right here sitting above us, because see, this was support back here. All right, and then here it was resistance. There's a possibility we test that again, but that can give us some profit up to this point. All right, and I always like to put these other wicks that are within the area just to make it into a zone, because I know sometimes the market's not going to come right to your level here. So you're going to look at that and say, well, I'm going to take profit here. The market doesn't get there and you don't get your profit. The market drops. That's why I like to also make it into a little zone, because I want to shoot for this first. I want to get through this point right here where this open was right here. So you had a close here, open here, these two bodies together, nice tweezer top. That's what I want to shoot for, the 75.27 level. Then shoot for this level here where this high wick is, because this is going to be the ultimate zone of the level 2 area. And then finally this strong resistance point here. Now what I always like to do, I like to put a zone on these wicks and look at them as resistance points until the market breaks through there. So you know that's where you want to shoot for if you get into a trade here. Now if we close below Kijun-sen again, we're going to see the market drop back down through this level and probably down to here at about, I like to make this into a zone, so I'm going to put another level here. All right, so this would be a support and resistance zone. So a support zone. The market's going to break this level. If it breaks, we're going to see it drop into this zone here. All right, and that's when you'll start looking at another opportunity to get a good rally to the upside. Now, if we could get this rally here off of this support level from the Kijun-sen, have a pretty good opportunity. You got a TK crossover that just turned bullish, but that's all you have on this price, right, on this chart right now. Chikou span is below price. There's no other indications that you're going to get a move to break into a strong trend to the upside, but you could get a move up into this area here, because that'll keep still Chikou span, as you could see it right here, which is below the cloud, below price right here, will still be within this price range, which shows that we are flat and ranging. And if you don't see that, you should be able to see it now. We're pretty much in this flat level. We're not really moving anywhere. All right. So that's looking at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash, I'm late on it. I'm missing it. I wanted to show you guys an opportunity to possibly short this. The reason I'm looking at shorting this, the same thing we just talked about. We have the 1, 2, 3 shooting for 4. If we don't close above this level, this is level 2. Remember, level 2, if you don't get through level 2, you're not going to probably continue your move higher, because level 2 is this fluctuation level, and the market needs to break that point. So when I look at that, if I'm marking that already, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. I never knew this was 3 until it developed into 3, and then I would shoot for 4 right here at 210.5, 210.5. Between 208.5 and 210.5, basically, for the move higher. All right, that will be a measured move, a 1-to-1 ratio right there, and that's probably pretty much what you would see this resistance point, because if you look even deeper into this, you will see pretty much have the zone. I have this zone that I'm looking at, this upper resistance point, and that's where we're banging off of right now. And I put this into a zone because of the wicks here, so I like to make it into a zone, give the market a chance to move inside that zone and prove to me, because support and resistance isn't just this, like if I just put a line right here, then that doesn't indicate the true support or resistance level that we have here. All right, so watching this, I want to see what happens as this market continues to move and we close. If we close right at this level, we still may not see price break out of it, because the resistance zone is here. And what I'm looking at with the rank correlation index is that this trend to the downside is super strong. All right, it's showing a really strong trend to the downside. So breaking this level might be a temporary move. There's a possibility to see it move up into this point here, because that's another resistance point, as you could see. So it'll be about 207.3, not much where we are right now. What are we sitting at? About 199, about 200. Yep. So we're about that point right now. Possibly get to 207, but I don't know. The close here is going to be very important, because then that'll indicate if we break level 2 here. And also, you just closed above your Kijun-sen, but you don't have a TK crossover that's bullish. You have no angulation on Kijun-sen. You have angulation on Tenkan-sen, short-term, temporary. You do have a big, thick cloud, but are we coming off of any resistance level? Support level. Nothing major that I've drawn. I don't really see anything. Let me mark this, see what I got. There's some level here. As you could see, we bounced resistance here, resistance there, and then now a little bit of support here. Strong trend to the downside. To break this, again, we need to violate this level 2. And then I think overall to see the true trend really start, you need to probably get past this point here, which is going to be 224. All right, big thick cloud ahead of us. So I'm looking at this point right here. What I'm really looking at is getting a short opportunity. So when I went to the 4-hour time frame, you could see the rejection here. So we're rejecting this level pretty well, but we still have 3 hours and 15 minutes for this to close, for this candle to close. So what I would look at doing, watch this and see if we can get a short entry right below this level here. All right, so we get a short here. Put our stop loss a little bit above the wick here. All right, and then shoot for this level back down here and then possibly back to this point. Because guys, if we don't get through this level here, we're going to continue this trend back to the downside. All right, so that's what I'm looking at here. You do have a little resistance, as I said, at 207.3, but I'm thinking if we don't get through this point here, this fluctuation level, this trend is going to continue to the downside, and it's already being rejected on the 4-hour time frame, as you can see. So going back to the daily, you could see that slight rejection, and that level 2, I'm going to put a line right on that level 2. Right there, right where Kijun-sen is. So right at Kijun-sen, if we don't close on the daily before this, above this level, we're pretty much probably going to be stuck below this level and see the market drop to the downside. Now, the next thing I really want to show you again, back to the 4-hour, and we just drew that level here. This was the daily Kijun-sen. We're just slightly breaking above that level. Like I said, watch these next candles on the 4-hour time frame, because you'll get that price action indication of what you possibly could be looking at. And when I make a decision on the daily time frame based off of what I see on the daily, I don't need Ichimoku on the 4-hour time frame, right? So I can just hide it and stick with my decision, because now I don't have any confusion. Because if I put the 4-hour Ichimoku back on here, what happens is, let me do it from here. What happens is people get confused because they see these signals and believe that this is a bullish market or whatever. It may be short-term bullish, but you're looking at the overall market based off of the daily, which gives you the bigger picture of the market. All right, so let's see what happens here. Possibly get a good short here. I don't worry about missing that long, because the trend is really to the downside. If we miss the long opportunity, and where I would be wrong is if the market closes above here, but you still got a lot of resistance above us. So even if we do break, we correct, and we get an opportunity to get into the trade to the long side, then it's very hard to catch a trend at the very beginning. So we would be trying to catch this trend at the very beginning if we just take this long here. All right, and then if you take this long here and you get caught in a bull trap, the market just drops back to the downside, continues this bearish trend, and you're stuck. All right, so it's better to trade higher probability and be safer. So therefore, I'm going to just watch this zone, trade this resistance zone, look at this 4-hour time frame, see this rejection, see if it sticks, watch where we are, then take that short, and then make possible profit at that point. All right, so hopefully this helped you guys out, a little bit of Ichimoku, but that's what I'm looking at with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Hope it helps you guys out. Till next time, have a great one. God bless. So long.